Karnataka government is once again at the centre of yet another controversy. The Siddaramaiah government has now approved a proposal to increase the salaries of state legislators, that too by 50%. The Chief Minister-led Business Advisory Committee in Karnataka recently sanctioned a 50% hike in salaries for members of the Legislative Assembly and ministers. And well, not to be forgotten, this decision comes amid financial challenges, including funding allocations for various social schemes. But our ministers in Karnataka are now rewarding themselves. CNN News18, in fact, has accessed government draft bill details, and here's what it says. Let me break it down for you. Not 25 or 50, but a massive 100% hike in salary is what the Chief Minister of Karnataka has announced for himself, from 75,000 rupees to 1.5 lakhs now per month. Whereas the salaries of ministers now stand at 1.25 lakh rupees compared to the earlier amount of 60,000 rupees. Members of the Legislative Assembly in Karnataka are also looking at a 100% hike in salaries from 40,000 rupees to 80,000. Pensions for MLAs have also been increased by 25,000 rupees. The earlier allocated 50,000 rupees has now been raised to a 75,000 rupees every month. Furthermore, the additional pensions have been raised by 150%, as the amount now stands at rupees 20,000, which was earlier set at a mere 5,000 rupees. Viewers, that's not all that happened in Karnataka today. Merely minutes before the details of the draft legislation promising a fat pay hike trickled in, we also received details of how electricity consumers in the state will now bear surcharge brunt for 3 years, following pending arrears worth over 4,500 crores. This is not a tariff hike, but a surcharge. The 36 paise surcharge for the year 2025 to 26 will be charged starting 1st of April. And exactly why? As the successive governments have left pending pension and gratuity arrears worth over 4,500 crores. As per High Court order, the move is a means to recover over 2,800 crores worth of pending government employees' arrears from consumers. Furthermore, the PNG contributions will be revised for financial year 2026 up until 27, and so on and so forth for 2027 up until 2028. The consumers will have to pay 35 paise and 34 paise respectively. And that's what the developments have left us wondering. Are Congress government's priorities misplaced? Let's find out.
How to loot the junta, give them jhuta guarantees, and then splurge on your own luxury, on your own convenience and VVIP treatment.
Justification is their expenditures are also going up along with other people. The common man is also suffering, and MLAs are also suffering. So that is why, based on that, I think the recommendations have come.
Joining me on the broadcast is Kailash Adhikari, who is a political analyst, and Raghu Dodari, who is a spokesperson for Karnataka Congress. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Raghu, if I may ask you, can you afford such a pay hike for your MLAs and ministers, that too when the state is suffering a massive cash crunch?
No, honestly, actually, it's just a regular process which all the states and the country has been following since 1947. So according to the Article 195, so these salary hikes have been, it's not a salary as such, it's an honorary, salary paid to the, legislatures, whoever is elected. So right now, I really don't understand why this, big issues has been around the state government increase the salary of an legislature by 40 to 45,000. If you compare with other states, Karnataka is the 16th, Karnataka stands at the 16th compared to Telangana and other states where state legislator salary is very, very low. In Telangana, legislators are drawing closely 3 lakh, where Karnataka legislators are drawing not even 1.5 lakh crore, which is after the increase of 1.5 lakh per month for every legislature. So I think this is a regular procedure every legislator followed in Karnataka and elsewhere in the country. Okay, so but I think compared
Okay.
to the services,
Okay, let
what
me
the-
bring in Kailash on that note. Kailash, can we afford a regular legislative procedure as is being highlighted by Raghu right now at a time when there's a revenue deficit that the Karnataka government is talking about? You're looking at the pending government arrears and of course the previous governments are also being blamed for it. But it's the timing, and is this not a case of misplaced priorities?
Akanksha, it is a very big case of misplaced priorities. Firstly, I'd like to tell everyone that all this money naturally comes from the taxpayers. It is the Aam Aadmi, it is the Aam Janta who's paying the taxes, and the taxes that they pay is the revenue for the state government, be it direct taxes or indirect taxes or toll or any such kind of fuel tax or VAT, whatever. And from that, you are trying to foot the bill. And I was so surprised to see Karnataka's home minister, a minister that too of a cabinet rank of a home minister, saying that we are also suffering like the Aam Aadmi. Being an MLA, being a minister, half of your expenses, rather Akanksha, more than half of your expenses are taken care by the government itself, be it housing, be it PNS allowance, be it your housing, or be it your medical, or be it any such other facilities, be it your cars or anything, even education, even in your travel. And then you're saying that you're suffering like the Aam Aadmi. I mean, this is the high-headedness of the Karnataka government and the Congress party, where they have not understood the kind of the pain that the Aam Aadmi goes through. The Aam Aadmi has put them into power, but now what they are trying to do is at the expense of the Aam Aadmi, by making the Aam Aadmi suffer, they are trying to fill their own houses by putting the Karnataka government's treasury under coffers.
Okay. Raghu, how do you respond to that? Okay. While you come in to respond, yes. Raghu, give me a moment. I also have a question, and perhaps you can, in fact, answer us together. What explains these tariff hikes when you look at the power tariff that's been raised, when you look at the fuel sales tax that's been raised, the stamp duty has been raised, the milk costs and the KSRTC bus rates have also increased? I'm not going to refer to the metro rate, but as far as transport is concerned, you want the public to pay for transport, and you can increase the Euro ticket rates for them, but you will give travel allowance to these MLAs and ministers. Do they deserve this travel allowance?
Akanksha, first of all, let me make it very clear that Karnataka government has a very good health, financial health. And Karnataka stands second in the GSTP growth, and Karnataka is the second highest GST paid state in the entire country. Okay, the real reason why Karnataka is having such a financial distress is because of the central government's unscientific GST implementation and the price rise, especially on the fuel price, where the central government is taking away all the taxes collected. I'll just give you a simple example where state government is paying 6.5 lakh crore to the central exchequer and giving a 9.4% of the total GDP of the country is coming from the state government. But what the state government is getting back from the central is hardly a 51,000 crore. The real reason for the price rise and all this problem is because of the central government unhealthy relationship between the states, and that's the first reason. And the second reason why state government increasing the price is in the bus and other, it's because of the fuel prices. Let the central government bring these fuel prices under the GST. We are always we welcome them to bring under the GST, where the prices will come down. Because of the fuel prices, central government is getting the fuel prices at a very less prices, but still that the highest money which they have collected, about 50 lakh crore worth in the last 10 years, it is not transferred back to the states. Because of this distress, central government, the greedy central government is taking away all the power of the state government's tax collection, and they're just distressing and draining the power of the economy of the state.
All right, Kailash, this is a defense that's come on expected lines, because during the budget presentation,
this is not a defense at all.
That's a question I'm posing to Kailash, if you may allow me, Raghu. Kailash, so this is what even Siddaramaiah has openly tom-tommed in, and perhaps rightly so, because he says that they've brought down the revenue deficit from over 27,000 crore rupees down to slightly over 19,000 crore rupees. And they, of course, take credit for being one of the highest contributors to the country's GDP.
Aren't you agree with that?
It's not in my place to agree or disagree. Let Kailash answer that.
Akanksha, firstly, I do not understand what kind of defense is this. If you say that the central government has not paid you money, then how on earth you are explaining new SUVs for your ministers? How on earth you are explaining the fact that the legislators have demanded rupees 20 crore to be allocated for a club to be inaugurated and created and constructed for yourself? If you are in such an agony, and that to an alleged agony that the center is not giving you money and you are under such distress, then under distress you are thinking of luxury. I mean, I'm surprised by the fact that how come under distress one can think of luxury. Firstly, it is the responsibility of the state first to meet the demands of the citizens. In a democracy, you live for the people, by the people, and of the people. You do not live for yourself, your family, and your own lineage. And this is where the problem lies with the Congress government. That first is family, then is your own self, and last mein khadi aati hai Janta, where actually it should be the Janta at the forefront, your citizen, your voter at the forefront. If you believe that you have surplus and you have done so well, that come out with certain schemes which help the citizens of the state. How can you think of first you should
वो
have
स्कीम्स तो तब आएंगी जो करंट एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम्स है उनको तो पूरा कर ले, वो स्कीम्स तो बाद में आएंगी ना. बट रघु, आई एम एक्चुअली रिमाइंडेड ऑफ मैरी एंटोनेट who said that if they don't have bread to eat, give them cakes, and that's exactly what the chief minister is doing when he's talking about splurging on the house makeovers. You have the SUVs for ministers, recliners in the Vidhan Sauda. Where's you still don't have the money to look after the civic infrastructure, which is in a mess.
My dear Kailash and Akanksha, it is just to remember and just to remind you all, Karnataka, we are paying 6.7 lakh crore for tax money to the central government, and we are just getting only 51,000 back to the state.
But have you done away with the revenue deficit? Have you done away with the revenue deficit? It still exists, right?
Yeah, please give me a minute, please. So remaining 6 lakh fund is distributed to the other state across the state. For your salary hike, whatever, the entire salary for year, we are paying only 54 crore, not even 54.
Okay.
We are paying 52,000 crore for the welfare of the people.
Okay.
So 4.5 crore people are benefiting our guarantee schemes, which is very clearly shows that the Karnataka government is committed to the welfare of the people.
Okay. And I'll give closing thoughts to Kailash since I let you open the debate.
Give me one more point. No, give me a second. And whatever the 20 crore, so the state budget is 4 lakh crore. Out of that, whatever the 454 crore, just a 54 crore is paid as an honorary payment to the employee or legislature, which is very less. So, by considering the effort what they'll put to bring down the, bring the state into the order and help the people and implement this welfare schemes, it is. And if you are talking about 9.4% of the GDP is coming out from the state, it is purely because of the legislator who are putting their hard effort to make a Karnataka.
Okay, I'm running short of time. Let me also give closing thoughts to Kailash. Kailash, before you respond to what Raghu was saying, do keep in mind, how do you respond to those who are saying that this is rather hypocritical of the BJP to now question? Because remember, under the Bommai government, their government had also introduced 2 bills in the parliament demanding a 50% salary hike for the ministers and the MLAs.
I think Akanksha,
that's a question for Kailash.
Yeah. Akanksha, when the my friend gentleman spoke about the state budget and the various things, I'm reminded of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's interview when he became the first time the Chief Minister of Delhi. And I think your broadcast network was the one to question him कि आपने इतना सब promise कर दिया, आप लाओगे कहाँ से? तो बोले दिल्ली का 40,000 crore का budget है, कहीं ना कहीं से तो ला देंगे. This was his answer. And now we know after 10 years of his rule that ना वो हो पाया, ना जो बाकी के बजट थे, ना दिल्ली को इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिल पाया, ना पानी मिल पाया, ना कुछ मिल पाया. यहाँ आपका स्टेट एक फिस्कल डेफिसिट में चल रहा है. जब आप when the body is not able to produce its own blood, जब आपको एक्सटर्नल पैसे की जरूरत है, जब आप टेक्निकली आप borrowed blood dialysis पे हो.
I think it's very simple, and the logic is that it should be people first, and then the representatives can they afford to in fact give themselves a salary hike like this. Many thanks to you, gentlemen.